Hey everyone, welcome, welcome to the stream. Um, I am doing a new podcast and my first and only podcast for now on my channel. Um, this is hopefully one of many podcasts to come on my channel, but this one is called Masterworks, and this is the beginning. So, what are we going to talk about in these podcasts? Well, we're going to talk about mental health, we're going to talk about relationships, we're going to talk about abuse, we're going to talk about abusive um, relationships as well. So, that kind of ties in with abusive. We're going to be talking about work related issues, and we're going to be talking about a range of other stuff that I won't mention right now. But yeah, this is a podcast which intend to I intend to make just for myself. However, I also want to be able to express feelings, emotions, and opinions freely uh, within this little podcast. So if you guys ever have a question or two or anything like that, or you're worried about anything at all, it can be any situation. Let me know in the chat because I'm here and I'm all ears and I'm here to listen and I'm here to hopefully maybe I can't make it better, but I can try. And that's the mindset that we want. We want to be able to try. Okay, yes, I might not be able to make things go back to the way they were or better, whatever the situation is, but as long as I try to put some effort in, um, no matter what, then it will be better. Life, life is too short to be focused on the the negatives and the bad vibes and everything associated around that. So, this podcast, although it is for me, it is also for you. And this, this here is the beginning. So, what are we going to be talking about in this video? Well, I'm glad you asked. In this video, or in this live, we will be talking about a couple of things. I'll try and get into them. I won't say a specific topic right away, but I'll just be talking about some things um, that have happened to me and um, that made me really, I guess, uh, not real angry, more sort of sad, depressed, and how I kind of evolved and kind of twisted my mind around to think differently about the situations that really kind of pissed me off at the time. It's hard to explain, and most of the podcasts are about me and my experiences uh, through every single subject of abuse, relationships, and stuff. However, I still don't want it to just be about me. I want it to be about positivity, encouraging creativity, and other sort of factors as well. So I'll have some more um, for you in episode 2 about different things. But yeah, this episode we are going to be basically talking about work work-life experiences that have happened for me, or have happened to me at work, um, and what happened, how I dealt with it, and how I'm now better because of it, like because of doing the the steps leading to, uh, I guess, the new norm, the new normal. So this is the beginning, like I've said many a time. Uh, so what do I want to talk about in episode one? Well, I'm glad you asked. In this episode, we will be talking about different, actually not different, that doesn't make sense. I'm trying to think of how to word it the best way I know how, without it sounding rude, arrogant, or vulgar, or excessive. So just give me a moment to think about it, because I don't want to say the wrong thing on here. And I want this, I want every episode of my podcast series to do kind of well. And I don't want to just throw absolute BS at you kind of thing. I want it to be meaningful stuff, and obviously it's stuff that's happened for me. I want to talk about it. I want to explain what's happened and how I got over it, but also how, like, steps before it of how I got, yeah. Okay, so I want to talk. Oh shit! Hang on, let me stretch. I'm a bit tense from work. I only just finished work like an hour ago, so I'm a bit tense. And the drive home was an hour long, so I'm still a bit, obviously very tired, but I'm a bit, still in the mood of like wanting to work. But I'm not wanting to work. I want to unwind and stuff. Now let me take a drink. I need a sip of my energy drink here. Oh, that's so good. Um, it's probably not very good for me, but Monster Energy Juice, and the flavor is, what is the flavor? Mango Loco. If you've ever had that, tell me how good it is in the in the chat. If you haven't had it, definitely go try it. It's okay. Maybe don't have it if you don't like sugar. There is a warning that I place with this. There's a lot of sugar in energy drinks, especially Monster Energy drinks, and probably shouldn't be telling you that, but you know, I think it's a really nice flavor, and I reckon you should check it out. Anyway, it's not sponsored by them. This video is not sponsored by them, so yeah. But I just, yeah. All right, get back to the video, hey? Back to the video. So I want to talk about relationships at work and how they can and can't work, and the cons and pros and disadvantages and all of that kind of jazz. So let's talk about my life experience first. So my life experience is I'm currently working. I won't say where because I don't want to give that personal information away, but I am working at a nursery. And not a nursing home, not a nursery for young children, but a plant nursery, working with plants and trees. Anyway, I'm working there and I'm loving it. I've been there for 5 or so years, actually probably 4 or so years, 4.5 years, something like that. Anyway, there's this new person there, right? And they're just a new employee, only just started, right? And I'm fond of them, all right? I like them. I also really, really like them. Also, kind of want to get to know them better and then take them out for coffee and whatnot. Now, this is the I've looked up all the cons and I've looked up all the pros. And to be fair, although the pros kind of outweigh the cons, in my case, there is a, and I'm not sure if there's any females watching this, but to be honest, I really don't know how to say it. Like I right now, uh, as of right now, she is still working, and yes, I've talked to her a few times about random stuff like what she likes, how many cars she has. I mean, she actually told me she has 3 cars. I was like, 3 cars? You're 17 years old, you have 3 cars? Anyway, uh, so yeah, I've been talking to her, but not much. Obviously, she wasn't there this week anyway, but that doesn't matter. Anyway, um, and I really like her. I don't know if she really likes me. However, she does have a boyfriend, which I knew about. Alright, so I can't now go and try and break up that relationship. I am definitely not a diva. I will definitely not be doing that. I am not one to break up a relationship and make a mess of someone's personal relationship. Obviously, before when I didn't know that, that's what got me in trouble a little bit, and I'll explain that. But um, yeah, what has happened is I I went in with a mindset of okay, she's not with anyone, so I'll be able to easily persuade myself to go out with her. And to be honest, I wasn't very confident at the time. I was very nervous. But I found a way somehow to uh, let her know that I liked her and that I wanted to go out for coffee because I liked the conversations that we have and at work, and I really like you, kind of thing. Anyway, um, so this was probably said to her about, well, I don't know, 3 weeks for, actually, no, probably more than that, probably about a month ago. I said that I really liked her and whatnot and wanted to go out for coffee. Now, you're probably wondering, have I been out with her for coffee? The answer to that is no. No, I haven't. Because after I said that, she declined, and I wanted to say something, but I also didn't really want to like intrude on her current relationship, you know? And I didn't really feel comfortable saying to her, "Oh, why don't you want to go out for coffee?" Like, I don't want to get mean and aggro. I want to stay calm. I was like, "What the hell?" But no. So yeah, if there's any females that actually are in my podcast that understand like how girls kind of feel, I don't know. um, Like, obviously, okay, these are the facts right now. The facts are she is with someone, right? So she's currently with someone. I still like her, like her a lot, but I will not intrude on her current relationship. However, I still feel like going out with her for coffee, and am confident enough to say it. However, I'm just not sure how to say it. So if there's anyone, male, female, whoever, that knows how I should let this person know, um, let it, like how I should approach her, you know, without being like creepy and like her being like, oh well, I'm saying I have got a boyfriend, because she might say that, but yeah, let me know. Anyway, we're gonna move on from that. But yeah, sticking with relationships. Now, this next relationship story is a past relationship. It is well past, and I don't really feel confident in talking a lot about it because it really pissed me off. However, sometimes you've got to talk about the bad to get past it, and it helps. It does help by talking about the past relationships that you've had. It gets it out of your head and it gets it out into the world, which probably isn't the greatest idea, but it gets it off your mind. So I'm going to talk about it. So I had a relationship which is uh, like probably at least 1.5 years ago, but I was seeing this girl, sorry, I wasn't seeing this girl. I was chatting to this girl online over a PlayStation 4 console. And your first thoughts are probably like, oh no, what is he doing? Oh, this is a terrible idea. This is never going to work. Well, can I just let you know that that relationship did work for a while until it didn't. Now, you're probably wondering how it ended up. Well, it ended up pretty badly. Like, without swearing on this live, it was pretty crap, to be honest, and it didn't make me feel very good afterwards either. So yeah. Anyway, so I was talking to her online, and we were playing games through the PlayStation, um, and that was all good. And then one time I was like, "Oh, do you want to go out? Do you want to go out for drinks?" And she was like, yeah, I don't know. I don't know you and all that. And I was like, and she was like, oh, can I bring my mum along? I think I'll bring my mum along. And I was like, yeah, absolutely, 100%. Because I absolutely understand that. Because any guy online could, may well be a creep. I'm not saying all guys on there are creeps. Like, and yeah, I'm not trying to say that. But it has happened before. Online trolls and bullies, and then they go meet someone online, and then they turn out to be a psycho or psychopath or some shit. But uh, yeah, I met her and I met her mum, and they were really nice. We went out for coffee. We went out to a movie, her and her mum, and yes, I did some flirty things uh, with her mum there, which was very strange, but she allowed it, and we were all giggling and stuff. So that was all good. And then because she trusted me, her mum, she let me go out with her the next time, uh, just with her, and that was really fun. We went bowling and we went to another movie, which was good. However, there were a couple things that were really bad. The first one was the travel. She didn't have a car, she didn't have a license, and with the condition that she had, she was not able to get a license. So that means she'd never be able to drive. So that was something that really like uh, ticked in my head that if I wanted to be with this person forever, yeah, it would be a lot of travel, a lot of travel for me. Um, the next one is location. She was like an hour and a half away from me. And because you meet online, you don't know where they live. Like when you look at a app through Tinder, Hinge, Binge. I mean, Binge. I can't believe I just said Binge. That's a yeah, yeah. Okay, Tinder, Hinge, or Bumble, or whatever dating app. You usually have like the little thing where you can uh, like move it to like how close, like 15Ks, 30Ks, 35Ks of where they are. Whereas online, you cannot do that. You just meet them wherever they live. And they could live 3 hours away. They could live in Sydney. And then, to be honest, if they lived in Sydney, you probably wouldn't be seeing them because it would just be, well, unless you like really, 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 really felt connected to them online, then maybe you'd be going there. But even so, it'd just be weird. I just got lucky that she was only an hour and 25 minutes away, or an hour and a half. So I decided to go, and it was good the first time, and it was good the second time, and it was good the third time, and the fourth time, and the fifth time, and the sixth time. I swear I went out with her probably about 15 times. However, one time I was going to a concert. I was going to see Conrad Sewell. Don't know if you know who he is, but he is a really good pop singer, and I really like him. Anyway, went there to uh, this band room in like Richmond in Melbourne, and on the way up there, I was with my mate and my brother Ben, and I got a phone call, and so I picked it up, and the first words to come from that phone call were pretty nasty and grim, and I won't be saying them on this live, but yeah, that the first three words came from her grandmother. Apparently, maybe her grandmother was looking after her while her mum and dad were on an anniversary or somewhere else. I'm not sure. I'm not sure. But she was she was really nice for the part for the most part for online playing games and then going out for those 14 to 15 times. So when I got this message from her and her grandmother, and her grandmother picked up the phone first and said these nasty comments, that made me feel like, one, it was over, and two, which it was, and then two, really, really, really disappointed, sad, miserable, lonely, and yeah, it was just really bad. But it doesn't make me feel miserable and lonely talking about it because it was so long ago. If it was recent, I'd probably be a lot more sad on this life. But yeah. So you're probably wondering what else did they say? Well, her grandmother picked up the phone, said those nasty words, and then she gave the phone to uh, her daughter, or sorry, not her daughter, like her like the grandmother gave it to the girlfriend, or sorry, my old girlfriend, um, and then she picked up the phone and she started like yelling and screaming in my ear because I had the phone up to my ear. Then when she started screaming, I literally took it away from my ear because I could hear it from a mile away. And my brother my brother and my mate, who were in the car taking me to that concert, um, they heard everything, and I was like literally shaking. I didn't know what to say. I gave the phone to my mate. He said, uh, "You've got to get legal aid now, bro. You've got to get legal aid now." So, yeah, I put like after the call, I got legal aid and stuff. And you're probably wondering why I got legal aid. Yeah, trust me, it was pretty stuffed up. Yeah. So, uh, her grandmother accused me of multiple things, like I don't want to say them on here because it just makes me angry every time I say it. but she accused me of some pretty bad things. Um, stealing her stuff. Um, uh, I'll say it. I mean, this is a warning. I'm going to say some pretty nasty stuff. Not nasty as in like rude, but some pretty vulgar things. She thought so yeah, this is the warning. I'm about to say it, so if you don't want to hear it, skip the video from now. Skip it 30 seconds from now. I'll give you 10 seconds just to pause the video. Okay, so she accused me of sexual assault. She accused me of stealing her stuff. This was the grandmother. Um, she accused me of stealing my old girlfriend's stuff, including jewelry, expensive stuff. She called the cops on me. She threatened me, and she made me feel really uncomfortable in the car with my friends on the way to this concert. And after her bad things, she put the phone onto her daughter, and the same kind of stuff or the same kind of crap happened. And after that phone call, I did not hear from any one of them, whether that be the grandmother, my old girlfriend, or the mum, or the dad. And I didn't actually ever meet the dad, which is good because apparently he was really stuffed up. Anyway, um, yeah, it really kicked me in the throat. It really kicked me in the shin. Yeah, I I really don't want to talk about it anymore. But um, yeah, she called the cops on me and she threatened me, and that was enough to say, okay, this relationship is now over. Forget about it. And to be honest, I did forget about it. I didn't call her back. I blocked her. I did all the necessary things. Um, but I still liked her, and that is what really drove me to do some bad things that I really shouldn't have done. And that is what ended in really bad. Like it was really bad for me, right? Uh, I didn't go to jail. I didn't get caught by the cops. I didn't do any of that. But it made me feel really bad. But anyway, um, I'm going to leave that story as well there. Uh, we might pick back up on it in a future podcast. But um, for now, I'm going to just drop it because it does make me feel just, it just makes me feel, it just makes me feel bad. So I'll drop it there. So, next thing I want to talk about is, we're still on relationships, right? My third and final relationship that I've had. And it is going to, oh, well, sorry, it was a much better relationship than the first one, which was that one that I just talked about. Uh, but I need to, I need to say that this relationship ended after 1 week, and it killed me because I really liked this person. After I got over the breakup of that first one, which took me forever, I was finally able to go back to the dating apps and whatnot. And this person I found on a dating app, I found on Tinder, and I was like, okay, okay, yeah, she'll do for now. And no, I really liked her. She really liked me, and we went out a few times and stuff. But sorry, everyone, my headset just died. Let's start that again. So yeah, I went out with this. girl a few times, right? And let me just have a drink. Hang on. Nice. So I went out with the girl a few times, and it was really good. However, there was this one time where we felt so connected that we went to a hotel, and I was a bit skeptical about going to a hotel um, with someone that I have only gone out with 4 days. Sorry, 4 times. Uh, I don't know if she was. I think she actually really liked it. But yeah, we went to this hotel in the city. I mean, it wasn't quite the city; it was the outskirts of the city in Melbourne. Anyway, uh, and we went to this hotel. Obviously, when I got to the hotel, I realised that I booked it for January instead of December, so we didn't get the room that was required, and we had to either choose a dorms room, which was sharing with someone else, which obviously I wasn't going to take, and she didn't like that idea either. So then there was only one other room option, which was just a normal uh, dual bed, so sleep in the same bed together. Just so yeah, that's what we did. That's what we did. And we were gonna go to dinner, and then I was like, yeah, I'm not really comfortable um, going out to dinner because at the time I, well, actually, I don't know. It's hard to explain, but I didn't want to go out at the time, and she was fine with that. So we ordered pizza. Anyway, I don't know. Anyway, we ordered pizza, right? And she was a vegetarian, so I had to get a vegetarian pizza with her, which really sucked. But anyway, we got a vegetarian pizza, right? And then after that, we she had to go to the toilet, so she went to the bathroom. I just read a book because it was quite late. Um, and then I went to the toilet as well. She did some stuff on her phone. I don't know, probably just messaging friends. Anyway, get to the toilet, go into the bed, and then turn out the lights to go to bed, right? Uh, and then she turned on her light again, and I was like, okay, we're not going to bed. And then we laughed. I don't know. And then I turned on my light, and she started massaging my back. And at first I was like, what are you doing? And then she was like, I'm giving you a massage. Would you like a massage? And I was like, okay, as long as it's just my back and my shoulders. And to be honest, she agreed to that, and it didn't go any further than that. And it was my back and my shoulders, and it was a really nice massage, I've got to say. And I was thankful. And then I gave her one, back and shoulders, and it was a really nice moment that we had together there. Then we went to bed, but this next part gets a little bit, yeah, a little bit weird. So if you want to pause the video now or skip the video 30, actually, how long? Yeah. If you want to skip the video uh, there or pause it now, please do and skip forward exactly 1 minute because it will only take me like 30 seconds to say this. Uh, but yeah, pause the video if you want to skip it now. Okay, so she rolled over, she hugged me uh, in a really weird position, and I did not feel comfortable at the time. So I kind of pushed her off me, um, and it was the weirdest experience because then she got up. She was really mad for some reason, and she uh, went downstairs out of the apartment, and I thought she left. I thought she left. I thought she was like, okay, she's gone. This is really weird. So what do? I go downstairs, try and find her, see if she's there still. She's not. I walk back up to the apartment and I have a key to get in. I open the door with my key, or with my credit card. What am I saying? With my card, and there she is lying down in the bed. And I'm like, okay. So then what do? I close the door. We lock up the door so no one else comes in. And as soon as I get back in the bed, she rolls around again and apologizes to me. And I was like, thank you. And then all of a sudden, we go to bed, and then she inappropriately. Also, if you're back from the skip, uh, come back again, pause the video now, come back in 30 seconds. Pause now. So she, warning, warning. She inappropriately touched me. Uh, and that, and she didn't just touch me, she held on to me as well. And I tried to wriggle myself clear, um, and I jumped up out of my bed and I was like, okay, I have a car, she doesn't. I'm going to pack all my things up, go outside, drive, put everything in my car and drive away. But for some reason, I should have done that, but I didn't do that because I didn't want, I didn't want, I didn't want to leave her there because she didn't know the area very well, and I didn't feel comfortable in leaving her there, even though I knew that I should have left her there, and I now know that I should have left her there because I did not get a good night's sleep that whole time. I went back to the bed again, and I spoke very aggressively at her, saying, "This is very, very bad, and I will call the police and have them sent here if you do this again. So, and I might even leave." I said that to her. If you heard my stomach then, I'm very hungry, so I need to get out of here. Anyway, stomach's going berserk. So, yeah, I said that to her. I jumped into bed and I slept from probably 12 p.m., it was quite late, to about 4 a.m. And then all of a sudden, at 4 a.m., I'm still sleeping. She put her leg around my waist and she rolled me over with her strength. And she bear hugged me basically and started warning, warning. If you want to skip the video or pause it, please do now for the next 30 seconds. You do not want to hear it if you are a kid. Trust me. Pause it right now and skip 30 seconds ahead now. Alright, so she basically bear hugged me and started literally pumping her, you know what. She started dry humping me. And yeah, I did not feel comfortable in that. I literally couldn't even push away because she just had so much strength. I felt so weird. And yeah, eventually I did have enough strength to actually break free from her, but I was locked in for that for about a good 20 seconds, and that really felt weird. And I was like, okay, this relationship is over. I got up at 5. I literally got up out of there, and I got everything in my car, and I drove away. Did I hear from her again? No. Do I know if she got out safe out of that hotel? No, I don't. But I feel like she would have been fine. And if she wasn't fine, I'm sure someone was made her feel fine. I don't know. I'm sure she got home safe. All right, is all I'm saying. And all I did was block her number and that. So the moral of these stories are I am not very good at relationships, or maybe the girls that I am dating are just terrible. You can choose which one you think it is, but trust me, I'm pretty sure it's the second option. But yeah, anyway, that's enough for this podcast, episode 1, The Beginning. Hopefully you've learned something about my terrible relationships. um, but yeah, anyway, I will leave it there, and I will see you guys for episode 2 next Friday at 5 p.m. Thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. Please do drop a like on the video. That would be much appreciated. And I will see you in the next video. Cheers, guys. Cheers.